So, Dr. Choli, please share with us, how does a ventilator work? I mean, for us, you know, the layman, we don't really know what it is and how does it work. How does it save lives? And if not tested properly, what will be some of the impacts that we can see in the general public?
So COVID-19 patients need access to the most advanced ventilators, which are the so-called critical care ventilators. These ventilators are able to cover the needs of patients with severe respiratory issues. Unlike other types of ventilators, critical care ventilators are equipped with more functionalities like sensors to monitor the volume of the gas flowing into the body and out of the body, so in both directions. Also functions to measure and make sure that the delivered gas has the right temperature and the right humidity to prevent damage to the lungs. But most important are the sensors to measure level of oxygen expiratory to conclude absorption levels of the lung of the patients. This gives us also information about the saturation or the oxygen saturation of the patients. These and several other functions help to monitor patients' respiratory functions and to adjust to patients' conditions under a controlled clinical environment.
So Oshiki-san, do you have any thoughts about this?
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to answer right now. So in the CV scheme, manufacturers have been requested to evaluate the ventilator according to several standards, which are IEC 60601-1 and ISO 80601-2-12. This is a successor of IEC 60601-2-12. Additionally, there are several standards to be evaluated with these standards, such as IEC 60601-1-2 for EMC evaluation, IEC 60601-1-6 for usability, and IEC 60601-1-8 for alarm system. Do not meet with these requirements of standards. Unfortunately, many manufacturers are mass producing where safety may be compromised. We have several cases that some ventilators are not met with the requirement of medical practice. Let me give some example. One is coming from power supply. When using ventilator, always confirm that AC power is being supplied by using indicators. If you switch to battery operation without noticing the alarm and the battery runs out of charge, ventilation will stop, which is extremely dangerous. And next topic is the event of low pressure alarm. If a low pressure alarm or low ventilation alarm sounds, it could be a gas leak from the circuit. Specifically, we had a situation that the ventilation alarm sounded and the patient was in cyanosis. Cyanosis is a deficiency of oxygen in the blood, causing the skin and mucous membrane to turn blue and black. To check if alarm condition has been equipped appropriately is quite an important evaluation according to the standard. And additionally, ISO 80601-2-12, which is a comprehensive standard to conform to current ventilation technologies, includes electrical failure test and rough treatment test to keep safety for both the patient and the operator.
So Dr. Choli, we talked so much about ventilators, but I also know, like what you said earlier, IEC 60601, it is a standard to test the safety and reliability of all medical devices. So Above and beyond ventilators, what are the other active medical devices which TÜV Rheinland can help test in accordance to IEC 60601?
So actually, every medical device manufacturer needs a certificate to market their device, dependent on the country and the market. For example, in US, FDA. In Europe, it's the new medical device regulation. And to get the certificate, the medical device manufacturer needs to fulfill different requirements. And one of the requirements for the so-called active medical devices is the requirements of the 60601 standard. So we have to, in general, we distinguish between two types of medical devices, non-active and active medical devices. The active medical devices are these devices who needs electrical power to operate. So, and all these devices are covered under the standard 60601. To give you an example, a dental machine at your dentist, for example, from a company XYZ, needs to be certificated, needs to have a certificate to be marketed, to be sold in a specific country. So, and one of the requirements to get onto the market is to fulfill the requirements of 60601. So each dental machine you see is fulfilling these requirements. Or if you go to your radiologist and you have to go into an MRI machine, also the MRI machines have to fulfill the 60601 requirements. So each MRI manufacturer in the world who wants a certificate to get their product on the market needs to fulfill these requirements.
Okay. So Oshiki-san, this question is for you because you are the expert on certification. So now that we know the impacts of medical equipment that is not tested properly, can you share with us the importance of certification after testing? What is next? What is this certification scheme that people should know about?
Okay, so from my side, let me give some example about certification, and let me give one example for certification scheme. And the CV scheme is an international system for mutual recognition of test results and certificates relating to the safety of electrical components and product on the basis of a multilateral agreement between participating country and certification organizations. Currently, more than 50 countries take part in the CV scheme. A CV certificate in the CV test report allow manufacturers to apply more quickly for the respective national certification marks for various target markets. The CV scheme makes it much easier for manufacturers to market their product at an international level